Hey, Frosty, yes, mate, I am live. That's the one. Secret School. How you doing, darling? Peter, big up, Peter. Yes, mate. I'm not going to put a link out 'cause it's just a very, very quick live. Ice Queen, how you doing, darling? Hope you're good. You used to have a spanner on here. I don't know why you ain't got one. Clint, big up Clint. One of the originals has been. Big up the Joker. Joker, I'm loving some of your comments, mate. They are very humorous and non-offensive, very humorous, and that's what it's all about. There's some absolute belters going on. I've got to say, it's a top handle for you, that, the Joker, because there's some bear jokes coming. Still, let me just light this salmon up. And here's a salmon because I'm driving. I can't even have a fucking joint yet, so I'll get back. Big up the plastic gangster. Yes, mate, he's loads there. Northern King, how you doing, brother? Big up the big puss. You know that. That's the one. I was doing this because I've seen what was going on last night on Deezy's. And it's fucking mad. Scottish and Proud, how you doing? So, yeah, it's absolute madness, mate. And you seen yesterday, like, there's a lot of people trying to get in the mix for you to put these, your side of the story across with the messages from Amanda and Lisa. And basically, that's what I think they're trying to do. It's not so much for you to defend yourself. You've got nothing to defend yourself about. It's more about everyone wants to hear what was actually said and where it's led to, and that's so they'll only pick up from something else by you doing that. Do you know? Yes, Bob. So it's a hard one to navigate, Northern King. Well, you got to put yourself in. Like General, I like the General. I've got a lot of time for General as well, and yourself. It's a shame that this has happened, and it is, unfortunately, it is a well-known fact when certain channels start doing really well, pulling in numbers, other channels will start trying to hurt that channel and bring it down. That is a well-known fact as well. Now, I'm not saying that was any way, shape, or that was the any way, shape, or form the case in this turnout. What's happened? But let's just look at it from an alternative perspective. Let's just say General was got involved with a relationship on YouTube. All of a sudden, the girl who was involved with was hitting you up on Instagram or hitting anyone up on Instagram, going, General is a right cunt, blah, 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 blah. And started slagging him off. But all the while, this girl was still with the person. It's a lot of people would jump on board with that, think, well, what's going on here? What's going on here? Could it be a safeguarding issue? Couldn't it be? Well, you've got to ask yourself, say if it was the other way around, how many would have got on board and got on with that? Monk was totally the wrong person to ever send them messages to, as the same with me. If anyone ever sent me messages like that or hit me up on Instagram to try and do that, I would not buy into it in any way, shape or form. It's domestic, it has nothing to do with me, and it has nothing to do with anyone else. Years ago, I had a row with Wingerding. I don't even know why me and Wingerding even argued, to say the truth. That was more about other people pushing into things and trying to push me into arguing for their case because they had arguments with people. At that precise moment in time, I was arguing with a lot of people on here. So I got involved with that a little bit. But behind the scenes, his ex-girlfriend, so I've never mentioned this ever before, I'm going back now 4 years. She hit me up on Instagram saying I could tell you loads about him, blah, blah, blah. She started reading off a few things. But I said to her, listen, love, as much as I really appreciate what you're doing, I said it's a relationship between you and him. You split up, so it's not something I'm going to push forward or proceed with doing that. Like with all their girlfriends calling us cunts and all that, many a time, not now, but when I was younger, I woke up many a times to have notes on my windscreen, cunt wrote all over it in lipstick, to various other things like that. But that is part of growing up. So, yeah, just be really cautious. And we got to ask yourself, I know full well there's people playing two ends against the middle. So they're powy, but they love drama and they will thrive on drama and they will try and bring other people into their dramas, or try and get people to hate upon their enemies. Now, like I said, no one's ever hit me up with anything like that. Level-headed, how you doing, darling? Again, I thought you had a spanner in here. Cindy, how you doing, Cindy? Big up the girls. But yeah, getting behind the scenes. But that's how easy it is to get involved. It's like, imagine, like I just said, if someone general was in a relationship and someone started talking to you about him saying, is this, is that, would you point score with it? See, I don't know General's intentions. I know he sent it to some people, from what I could gather, which he might have been looking to get some kind of advice. Like Monk can be very level-headed. I've known Monk for a very, very long time on him. And like myself, he's been a victim of people telling lies. And people start telling lies, it picks up a narrative. Depending on how you put that narrative together and push it, it depends on the outcome of it. So it's a very dangerous thing, and he's probably just took offence to it being said that and thought, I don't want nothing to do with this, and give people the heads up on it. Like, I was totally, utterly shocked about it. I tell you, it must have been going on for a while, this, because about a month ago, maybe more than that, I jumped on your panel once, Silver King, and there was something going down. I think it was with Jess. And you said, yeah, about safeguarding her, blah, blah, blah. There was that, wasn't there, going on? Oh, you shouldn't have Ron, you shouldn't have this. But I agreed with what you done was correct. By allowing her that time on your platform, she was getting a little bit of YouTube time. No one said that she couldn't. And she was safe all the while she was in your chat or on your panel. And that was a good thing. Where was I going to go with this with Jess? It was going to lead on to an example there with Jess and safeguarding and narratives being pushed. I can't think where I was going to go with that. But what it is just think about everything before you go and try and destroy the relationship between two sisters over nothing. Over nothing. And that's where I was. Like I said, General might have been asked him, waiting for people to get back to him to ask for advice. What should he do with this? How should he proceed? Until these questions have been answered, everything's speculation and everyone's turning on everyone. And I guarantee you, there's a few people sitting there laughing their absolute balls off about all of this and trying to get another couple of 10 pence worth of shots in to bring things down. Like now you've said, I'm going to do this live and I'm going to end the channel, blah, 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 blah. It's full of horrible people. There's a lot of horrible people and there's a lot of good people on here. That's why I stayed around for it. Like me, I won't ever get other people involved with my arguments on it. Although I haven't got many, and the people who I am arguing with, I don't really take none of it to heart, no matter what it is, or who it's with. So that's the way it goes. There's nothing really severe in it. So yeah, really old think about it, because it's not, you ain't got nothing to prove. Right? If anything, domestics being on it, bought on it, is just total and utter wrong in every aspect. Like I said, with Wingerding, I wouldn't go with that. Now I could have put a narrative together and really pushed it and nailed that home, which would have been unfair and not nice. And again, you don't know people's circumstances, mental health situations. And at the moment, there's a lot of hatred on it, a lot of nastiness, and it will push people over the edge. And a lot of people on there, who I'm hearing, they've been very close to the edge, very, very close to the edge. So they know how it feels, but then are okay with people continuing to push things to that edge. To push people over the edge, I don't know, which isn't nice. It's like, Lex, everyone goes in on Lex. Now, Lex is a cunt. What he done was fucking wrong, talking to that Jeff. But look at that Andy. All right, Andy's got mental health. Andy's got this. Andy can drive a vehicle. So Andy's very cognitive and he's in tune with things. Now, everyone knew I think it was Lolly Kay. She had absolutely made sure that she put safeguarding in place for Jess as much as she could do that. And it transpired that Jess, everyone knew that she shouldn't be on YouTube. It's not the place for her. And that was it. I think it was her family stepped in or social services stepped in. And then what do I see the other day? Jess on a panel on Andy's with a couple of other people. She was talking a little bit saucy with some other girl, and there was men on there giving sexual innuendos. Again, why would men want Jess on their panel like that? And all right, Andy's got learning difficulties, things like that, but they're not that fucking difficult. So another grey area now, and it's like getting caught up in things. What one person could do, no one seems to worry about it. What another person does, everyone wants to worry about what that person's doing. Because for some reason, some people don't like that person, whatever the reason. And it's not equality. That's what it needs, is equality. And all the time this is going on, it's just going to go from person to person to person to person. And it's not nice. I've had it done to me where the whole of YouTube's against it. I could handle it. I thought it was funny. It is what it is, but a lot of people can't. A lot of people can't. And it's till it happens, people won't know. And it will happen, and it will happen to everyone. It's like now, all this screaming and shouting going on about what's wrong and what's right. Now, a lot of the people who are saying, oh, this is all wrong, it's all totally wrong. 4 years ago, they were all for this. Right? And don't get me wrong, back 4 years ago, it was happening to me. A lot of people didn't like me, so they are going to be for this. But I look into the future. That's how I've built my life. I've never built my life on the here and now. Right? In certain aspects, I will do it on a day-to-day basis. Or in actual general real-life things, you want a bit of foundation behind what you're building on, so that you've got some longevity in everything you build is built on longevity, not built in 2 seconds. So it's a mad one. YouTube love is a good thing, but it can turn fucking nasty very, very fast. And it can turn very hurtful. It actually absolutely ruin someone. That's what it can do, is ruin someone. So it's again, keep your guard up with it. If I was in your position, Northern King, how would I proceed with it? Would I ruin the 2 women instead? No. They've both come on and said, look, fucking hell, we were bang out of order. It was totally wrong. Right? Nothing more needs to be said. And everything else is nothing to do with no one. Me personally, I don't want to know. I do not want to know what the message is. I ain't even heard them all. I don't even get that deep to even bother listening to them. I know it's nasty, and I know that tool is always going to be used. Whenever you get in an argument, it's going to be used against you, the Northern King. And it's going to be that way. There's nothing you can do to stop that. Putting out the messages about what Amanda said to trigger you and to cause that reaction, that's going to play no bearing in it whatsoever. It's just going to be a case of you have to grin and bear it. It will be used against you as a weapon, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. It's just a matter of people seeing through, looking beyond that. And that was what this live was about. I've seen your title for tonight. And I think all that the long term of that's going to be is open up a can of worms and possibly get very, very nasty, naughty in the future with things. Will it help you out long term? No. If anything, it could possibly do more damage than good. Well, there ain't no good in it. There wasn't no good in what Amanda done. I don't know why. And maybe he was having an argument at the time. But what you've got to remember is 90% of the people on here are suffering some kind of mental health, especially a lot of the women on here. You can hear them. They get a little safe place for them. They can have a chat. They can express themselves. A lot of people find it hard to do that in public. They get a big bit of backing behind them. They get confidence, but then they get the insecurities back. When they get insecure, they might reach out to someone. They might think that someone's conspiring against them. So they're building up something building up something what ain't nothing. Yeah, absolute mad one. So yeah, before you do that, I would say think about it. And I think any person here, men and women, who are on a level-headed playing field will say to you, don't fucking go with it. People who want to push it, then you've got to ask yourself why. Like I said, there's many on here playing two ends against the middle. And it's a mad one. I'll give you an example there with Lex. Don't get me wrong. Lex, I don't like him through just the stories he's told and told different ones afterwards and told on. But when I keep going on, no, it's not. I wouldn't do that. Reedy, look at Reedy. And I heard a bit of Zara's argument saying, I can't remember his girl's name, Kirsty. She tried to do it to Reedy, but she came on the next day and fully said, no, I'll retract that what I said. It was nasty, it was spiteful, it was horrible. And Reedy, he's very thick-skinned, very, very thick-skinned. He's very hard to face. He's taking on the chin, but he's taking a lot of shit from it, and a lot of people's turned on him over it. So it's a mad one. Don't get me wrong, who am I to talk when I thrive on drama? But I thrive on drama with no meaning. Right? And that's really all I like, is drama with no meaning. Just the here and now. Let's get it on, have an argument, and then knock it on the head. Unfortunately, I can't do that now because of what happened last year, which was not very manly like. But again, I got keyed into something. But that is YouTube, unfortunately. Hypocrisy is rife. And if people, I'm a strong believer, if people's going to give it, they've got to take it. And that's it. Be like me, I've never heard Clint on here for the years that Clint's been on here ever get involved with any kind of beef with anyone. So it'd be like me just all of a sudden going in on Clint, who's never done anything to anyone in any way, shape or form. That'd be me totally and utterly fucking wrong about it. Because, like I said, if you're going to give it, you've got to be expected to take it. Anyway, that's about it for the live, guys. I've just seen how it's building up. Frosty, big up Frosty. How you doing, mate? Hope you're good, brother. This channel here, when I do go live, is totally and utterly full free speech. No one block, no one bar. Any doxing, even if it's someone who I don't like, get rid of it. Right? No compromise with that. Any kind of doxing, name dropping, doxing, anything. I don't want none of that ever on my channel. Gary Fearon, how you doing, mate? Look at Gary, he gets misled sometimes. I misread him years ago, but he's very funny, very witty, and he fucking cracks me up again with some of the comments he comes out with. Like I do a lot of people, there's a lot of funny people on here, and when you get them together in the right frame, it's fucking super funny. And like I said, even if it's aimed at me, I don't care, as long as there's no malice in it. Who cares? Anyway, guys, much love, and really, at the end of the day, we all really need to be on the same page with certain aspects of things. I don't think anything will ever come along in my lifetime. What's left of it, I've probably got about another, how old am I? I'm 54, so I've probably got about another 54 years left. Again, people misread me. Today I've just learned a mosque was set fire in Peacehaven, which is on the south coast. Do I find that funny? No, I don't. No, I don't. I find it disgusting. I find everything disgusting to do with violence on here, like that happened at the Jewish synagogue and the mosque. I'm against all of that. And when I'm hearing about people making excuses, English people making excuses as if it's justifying that what happened on the synagogue was right and it's just, then I'm thinking, what is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Like I said before, this is not anti fucking Muslim, because there's a lot of Muslim families who are very liberal in their life and they don't want all this fanatical stuff going on. Being fanatic is dangerous in every aspect. Whether you agree with some parts of it or you don't agree with some parts of it, it's madness. Anyway, guys, listen, much love, but really take a step back, Northern King, and fools rush in where angels tread. Right, take a little step back and think about it. Anyway, guys, listen, much love to you all. God bless everyone and happy fucking days.